be right with you guys. Just in the other room. Just a second. Okay, here I come. Hello, my lovely mortal souls. Venus Callida here. Welcome to my virtual kitchen, Msoul. Tonight is a full moon out there. And for some of you in the Eastern time zone, right now we've got a harvest moon out there with an overcast of the smoky clouds. So it's looking very Halloweenish. It's dipping between oranges and yellows. It's sort of like a not quite yellow, not quite orange. One of those kind of crayon colors. And there's supposed to be a lunar eclipse happening sometime tonight. Also, if you're one of those people that tracks where Pluto is in the skies, it's left behind Capricorn and is now in Aquarius. So new and big things are supposed to happen, which they'll say every time. But anyways, we're gonna have another round of Riddle Me Din Din, the Sip and Sear edition, and I got a really modern kind of. So in case you're wondering, I just wanna bring you over here. This is like a half wall, turns into 3/4 wall, turns into full wall. So that's kind of like behind a wall. I wanted an open space concept, so you're sitting in the living room area, or your bedroom right now. You can see, I just pretend you're in my living room looking over at me in the kitchen, because I want to be able to see people and talk to them while I'm cooking up a storm. And I found this new dress, and I think I love it. I think if your plan was out and about, probably might approve. I thought it was really neat, because it's sort of a bluish kitchen. I love baby blue, or at least the bottom cabinets. I've got some stuff here to give you hints along the way, and I picked some flowers. I've been doing a little bit of gardening today because we still have summer for the better part of this month. I got myself some little orchids over there. Love orchids. Don't have the patience to keep them in just little spindly sticks, but well, I know people who do, and they're worth a lot. But anyways, back to the Sip and Sear edition. It's lighter on the tummy than last week's edition. This 3-part menu is super yummy and still fits in with having cool light things on your stomach on a very hot day. Today was another absolutely gorgeous, beaming hot sun with no clouds in the middle of the day. And so I just love it. This is the kind of recipe I like to cook with on days like that. So here we go. Round 1. Riddle me this. Oh. I forgot to write a riddle for the very first riddle. Okay, so I'm going to make it up right now. It's something in this room. It's definitely not a shroom. It's lean and it's green. And what is it? do 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 do. I'm not looking at anything. Not looking at even that. No. Riddle number 2. I'm sometimes in breakfast cereals in small pieces which have been dried. I am a common fruit that is red with many seeds on the outside. What am I? Riddle number 3. I am liquid sweetness, but I'm not maple. What am I? Banana. Banana. Banana, banana, banana. Riddle number 4. This is a 4-letter word which comes before stone and light. It's also a small green fruit, and it is the flavor of Sprite. What am I? Welcome, viewer. Please say hi if you can. Riddle number 4. This is a 4-letter word which comes before. Oh, I did that one already. Riddle number 5. I'm clear as day. From the cold I hail. Mix me, shoot me, I rarely fail. What am I? Riddle number 6. I am an alcoholic drink taken before a meal to stimulate the appetite. What am I? And just an update on our full moon. It's big and it's fat and it's perfectly round. It's even got a frown. And all the clouds are kind of just like around it now, catching up the glow. No sign of the eclipse yet, but if I see the partial lunar eclipse happening while we're talking today, I'm going to let you know. I should say for anybody out there who's a sky watcher like me. I love the full moon. Some cultures fear it, but I do not. I love it. All right. Riddle number 7. I'm another word for soda water with German origins. What am I? All right, here we go. All right, my precious mortal souls, let's find out how many of these riddles you can solve. In riddle number 1, oh, I remember. It's something in this room. I'm actually hiding it right now behind me. I don't know if you noticed. It's lean and it's green. And it's a healthy water-giving, hydrating machine. It's cucumbers. We're going to need 4 slices of English cucumber plus an extra one for a garnish on each glass. In riddle number 2, I'm sometimes in breakfast cereals in small pieces which have been dried. I'm common fruit that is red with many seeds on the outside. What am I? Strawberries. We'll need 2 strawberries plus more for garnish, 1 for every glass. All right. Riddle number 3. I am liquid sweetness, but I'm not maple. What am I? When you think of a liquid that you pour that's maybe you think maple syrup. So what we're talking about is simple syrup. And we're going to need 3/4 ounces of simple syrup for this recipe. Basically, sugar water. All right. Riddle number 4. This is a 4-letter word which comes before stone and light. It's also a small green fruit. And it's in the flavor in Sprite. What is it? Lime. And we'll need 3/4 ounce of lime juice for this recipe. Fresh would be preferable, but there's also those little plastic squish things. You can use that too. All right. Riddle number 5. I'm clear as day from the cold I hail. Mix me, shoot me. I rarely fail. What am I? It's vodka, and we'll need 1.5 ounces of vodka for this recipe. In riddle number 6, I'm an alcoholic drink taken before a meal to stimulate the appetite. What am I? It's an aperitif, and specifically, we'll need 1 ounce of Bonal, and it's a French aperitif, so that's the best suggestion. Riddle number 7, I'm another word for soda water with German origins. What is soda water in German? Seltzer. Yeah, so we're going to need some seltzer to taste. All right, let's figure this all out. So, Venus, you may ponder, what does this make? It's a drink called the Troublemaker. And here's how you make the drink. Now, actually, before we even do that, let me pull it up for you. I forgot to do this before we got started today. It's a new thing. It's requested by Tishy Adams that I show you guys what we're working on so you have more to look at. Oh, I'm so sorry you're seeing that right now. Let's see if I can pull this out for us. Na, 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 na. So I know I saved it all, but I don't know if I transferred it over into VTube Studios. But I think I did. So you have to see this. Here it is. There it is. Yeah, here it is. Troublemaker. We've already got one on the counter over here. This is just the one to like tempt your fancy. Troublemaker. Yeah. So we'll just put one down over here by the plant for now. So that's our troublemaker. You can see the strawberry and the cucumber for garnish on the side. We'll just leave that there. All right, for now. We'll go get the other things later. Here's how we make this tasty little sipper. To make this drink, you muddle the cucumbers and strawberries together, shake the vodka, Bonal, simple syrup, and lime juice. Pour it over a Collins glass and top with the seltzer, so seltzer to fill up the glass. Garnish with a half strawberry and a cucumber slice over the rim of the glass. This is a red drink, and it's fun to sip while we play through the rest of our menu. So bottoms up. And speaking of which, You ready for round 2? Because here it comes. Riddle me this. Ding, ding, ding. In the garden I'm quite the sight, green and long, before I take my briny flight. What am I? Do 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 do. Riddle number 2. This is something that looks like sugar, but it's definitely not sweet. Nowadays it's used to add flavor. In olden days it was used to preserve meat. What is it? Hello, Dr. Freddy. You were guessing zucchini? You're going to find out soon enough. Not as many riddles as there usually is in my rounds lately. Seltzer. It is a seltzer is a German origin. It actually came out in the 1800s, and it is a corruptive of 2 other words. So it's the second generation corruptive of another word. I forget what word that was, but it ended up in the around 30s being seltzer. And that is soda water. On Deutsch. But thank you for joining in on the game. So we'll put zucchini on the side. And we'll find out about it soon enough. Okay, keep remembering what you're saying, because I'm feeling what you're thinking. And let's keep going. I think we're on riddle number... Oh, no. Am I? Yes, we are. Okay, so we're on riddle number 2. Oh, no, we're on riddle number 3. Here we go. I have one bulb with many stems. I'm not an onion. So what am I? Do 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 do. And here we go. Riddle number 4. I'm yellow, gnarly, sweet, and bitter. You can add it to tea or mix it in a saucepan. Jamaicans put it in ginger ale. What am I? Do-do-do-do. 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 Bidding. Riddle number 5. I am white. I have white skin around me. I have many parts inside me. I am a root vegetable. What am I? All right. Riddle number 6. Sometimes at weddings, this food is thrown. A paddy field is where it's grown. What is it? Do 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 do. Riddle number 7. This is a type of fruit whose outside's brown and hairy. It's white on the inside, and it comes from a palm tree. What is it? Riddle number 8. Interesting. I'm trying to read your guesses while I'm reading this. Riddle number 8. My name comes before street, seed, and oil. What am I? Do 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 peekaboo do 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 do. Ha ha ha. Riddle number 9. I'm made by a bee and I'm very sticky. What am I? Buzz 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 buzz. Interesting. I'm liking what the doc is putting out there. We'll find out soon. Riddle number 10. I'm a red vegetable that they crush down and use to make food hot and spicy. What am I? Riddle number 11. I'm one of the oldest oilseed crops known to man, domesticated well over 3,000 years ago. What am I? Hint, hint, to be finding on bagels. Interesting, interesting. All right, so noted. Dr. Frederick, you have given us a few ideas. Let's find out how many of these you got right. Here we go. To review, round 2. In the garden, I'm quite the sight, green and long, before I take my briny flight. What am I? Cucumbers. And we're going to need 1.5 pounds, which is about 5 cups of sliced cucumbers. In riddle number 2, this is something that looks like sugar, but is definitely not sweet. Nowadays, it's used to add flavor, but in the olden days, it was used to preserve meat. What is it? You did say salt. Ding, ding, ding. We'll need a 1/2 teaspoon salt for this recipe. In riddle number 3, I have 1 bulb and many stems. I'm not an onion, so what am I? So it's scallions. I will need 4 to 5 scallions, finely sliced. In riddle number 4, I'm yellow and gnarly, sweet and bitter. You can add it to tea or mix it in a saucepan. Also, I know that Jamaicans put it into their ginger ale. What am I? Ginger. And we'll need 1 teaspoon of ginger grated. In riddle number 5, I'm white. I have white skin around me. I have many parts inside me. I'm a root vegetable. And ding, 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 points for Dr. Freddy. 1 clove of garlic, finely minced, will be needed for this recipe, so it was garlic. Riddle number 6, sometimes at wedding, this food is thrown. A paddy field is where it's grown. What is it? Rice. And did you say rice? I'm not sure. But rice is the answer. We'll need a 1/4 cup of rice vinegar specifically for this recipe. So it's not the rice, the little kernel parts, but the vinegar made from rice that we'll need a 1/4 cup of it. And riddle number 7, this is a type of fruit whose outside's brown and hairy. It's white on the inside, and it comes from a palm tree. What is it? And ding, ding, I'll give you the point, Dr. Frederick. It is a coconut. So what we need is 1 tablespoon of coconut amino acid or soy sauce or liquid amino acid. They all do the same thing. But it is coconut amino acid. In riddle number 8, my name comes before street, seed, and oil. What am I? Sesame. Sesame street, sesame seed, sesame oil. And for this recipe, we need 1 tablespoon of the toasted sesame oil. And here we go, riddle number 9. I'm made by a bee, and I'm very sticky. What am I? Bing, ding, ding. It is honey. Or you could use maple syrup, and we'll need 1 tablespoon. I prefer honey, that's just me. Riddle number 10. I'm a red vegetable that they crush down and use to make food hot and spicy. What am I? I think you had it. 1 teaspoon of red chili paste, so from chili peppers, or sriracha, or both if you want to die inside. And more to taste. It's up to you, up to your taste levels. And for those of you who think butter is a flavor, do not add this. Do not add this. If pepper can kill you, do not do it. All right. And what's Doc saying? That's all right. You're on the right track there. You're feeling the recipe. Riddle number 11. I am one of the oldest oilseed crops known. Domesticated well over 3,000 years ago. I don't know why I like this fact, but this again is sesame seeds. So we're using sesame oil and the sesame seeds in this recipe. Both go well with honey. And we need 1 to 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame seeds to complete this recipe. So Venus, you may think, what does this make? This is the recipe for an Asian cucumber salad. And it's really nice and light and yummy. So here's how we put it together. Using the tines of a fork, score the cucumbers lengthwise. This will help the dressing cling to the cucumbers in your cucumber salad. Okay? Slice the cucumbers thinly. Place in a bowl and toss with the salt to help them release the water. Let this stand while you gather the remaining ingredients. Strain the cucumbers, but don't rinse them. Place them in a large bowl and add the scallions, ginger, garlic, rice vinegar, soy sauce, sesame oil, maple syrup, or honey. Optional red chili paste or the sriracha, and the toasted sesame seeds. Mix and toss until it's all well combined. It's amazing how old some of these crops really are. And I just grew up knowing them as my tasty treat on bagels. And you know the sesame snacks that are just little squares of honey with sesame seeds in it? Love it. I would pretend I was a bird. I being a bird, made a baby. That's what you get. Taste and adjust the salt to your liking. For me, because I have high blood pressure, I don't add the salt at all. But I know they say a tiny bit will help bring out all the sweet flavors. So just a tiny, teeniest pinch if you have a condition like mine. And add more chili paste if you like that. Some people have the death wish to see how hot they can go. For me, just a little will do it. A little like the size of your fingernail. That's it. That's enough for me. Now, you can refrigerate this Asian cucumber salad until it's ready to serve. It's best served on the same day that you made it, but it can keep for up to 3 days in the fridge if you know you're going to be pressed for time. Make sure that you seal it in an airtight container or use the saran wrap, leaving no air bubbles. It's yum, yum, yummy. And now, we've got something to sip on with cucumbers in it. We've got our light appetizer, something light, and also with cucumbers. This cucumbers is the key to tying it all together. So here comes round 3 to finish off our little menu today. Here we go. Riddle me this. Open up the can and it'll smell fishy. One brand that sells this is Chicken of the Sea. What is it? Do 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 do. I'm not trying to give you a hint at all now. Riddle number 2. Oh my goodness. I didn't finish making the riddles for this today, guys. I thought I did. It's just that I was typing quite a lot. So I'm going to make this up as we go along. I rhyme with boy, toy, and ahoy. But you put me on Chinese food. What am I? And you're just going to hear me type that right now. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I hope you don't mind me just making this up as we go. Oh, you have to go early. I hope you do get a chance to try out some of my recipes. I really do love cucumber salads. They're very light on the stomach. This is a much lighter recipe than last time. But I like that I'm actually thinking about the drinks to pair with it and the main meals to pair with it. The main meal's coming up, but just to give you a hint, that's right here in my kitchen already. I went fishing this morning. Over there. Anyways, thank you for popping in. A tomato? No. But you'll find out when you come back. I hope you do come back and listen to all the riddles. I do try to make them up when I can. Although I do have a source for, I find them online as well, but sometimes I make them up too. All right. But here comes another riddle. Part 3. This is Popeye's girlfriend's family name. What is it? Remember, her first name is Olive. So what is it? And in point of fact, I looked up the history of the comic, and every member of Olive's family is a type of this thing, which is their family last name. So that's what I find really interesting about this one. So, do 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 do. Okay. And finally, we have the next riddle. Riddle me this. This is a place where you can find Big Bird, the Snuffleupagus, and Oscar the Grouch. Where is it? Next riddle. First of all, you have to slice them, but don't cry because of these things. Cover with batter and fry them. You end up with these types of rings. What is it? Pew, 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 pew. I don't know why I'm ducking. They always miss. Pew, pew. I'm just joking. All right, here we go. In riddle, the next riddle, this thing comes as a small grain, but it's not sugar or sand. It's often used when cooking, so the food doesn't taste bland. What is it? Next riddle. I am the partner to the answer in the last riddle. What am I? Next riddle. They say that little girls are made with me, spice, and everything nice. What am I? This might, I don't know. Let me see here. Just checking on stuff. All right. This is our last riddle. In a song, I think it's Art and Garfunkel. Art and Garfunkel sing a song about parsley, sage, rosemary, and me. What am I? Quick answer this before we run out of seconds. Tick, tick, tick. Hee hee hee. What am I? All right. Let's put you all out of our misery. My dear listeners, if you are good riddlers, you will have solved most of this. This is for our main meal, round 3. Let's finish it. In the first riddle, riddle me this. Open up the can and I'll smell fishy. One brand that sells this is chicken of the sea. What is it? It is, like what's down here, look at that. Tuna. And they might call it sushi grade saku block. A 10 to 16 ounce ahi tuna thawed. In riddle number 2, I rhyme with boy, toy, and ahoy. And you put me on Chinese food. What am I? Soy sauce. And you'll need a tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, or GF liquid aminos. In part 3, this is Popeye's girlfriend's family name. Her first name is Olive. What is it? Oiled. And so you'll need 2 tablespoons of high heat oil for searing. Could be peanut oil, wok oil, avocado oil, sesame oil, whatever you choose. Next, this is a place where you can find Big Bird and Snuffleupagus and Oscar the Grouch. Where is it? Sesame Street. And in this case, we're taking sesame for the seeds. We'll need 3 tablespoons of sesame seeds, black or both black and white, for this recipe. Did you know there were both black and white sesame seeds? I didn't. I've always seen the white ones. Thing to know. All right. In the next riddle, first of all, you have to slice them, but don't you cry because of these things. Cover with batter and fry them. You end up with lots of rings. What is it? Onion for onion powder. You can either get 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic powder or 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Well, my dad does it. He uses both. So it's all up to you. And riddle number 3, this thing comes as a small grain, but it's not sugar or sand. It's often used when cooking so that food doesn't taste so bland. What is it? Kosher salt. And we'll need 1 teaspoon for this recipe. Next riddle. I am the partner to the answer in the last riddle. What am I? Well, if the last riddle was salt, This is pepper, and we'll need 1 teaspoon fresh cracked pepper for this recipe. In riddle number 5, they say that little girls are made with me, spice, and everything nice. What am I? Sugar. Sugar and spice and everything nice, and that's what little girls are said to be made of. Maybe. We need 1 teaspoon of sugar for this recipe. In our final riddle number 6, Art Garfunkel sing a song about parsley, sage, rosemary, and something. What is it? Thyme. And we'll need 1 teaspoon of dried thyme for this recipe. Now here, Venus, what does this make? You're going to ask me. And I'm going to tell you. It is seared tuna as the main dish. Just seared tuna. I'll put the details on a link in case you want more information in the episode details after this episode's aired and I can edit it. But for now, here's how you put it all together. Mix the sesame crust ingredients together in a small bowl. Pat dry the ahi tuna with paper towels. Next, place the ahi tuna on a plate. Coat all sides with the soy sauce. This will help the sesame spice adhere to the tuna. Generously sprinkle all sides of the ahi tuna with the sesame mix, pressing it down into the flesh. Coat the sides. Remember that the goal here is to get a nice golden sear on all sides without cooking the ahi tuna all the way through. The hot pan is the key. Heat a cast iron skillet over medium-high heat until very, very hot. Turn your hood fan on. Place tongs, metal spatula, and splatter guard or lid near the stove. When the pan is hot, a flick of water should sizzle loudly. Once the skillet is hot, turn the fan on high, add the oil and coat the pan and let it get hot. So you're heating that pan before you put the oil in. Carefully lay the tuna in the pan, pressing it down on the skillet with a metal spatula. You're going to sear this for 45 to 60 seconds, so don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Check the underneath by lifting one corner to see if it's golden. When deeply golden, carefully flip this fish. If not golden, turn the heat up. Sear the other side 60 to 90 seconds until it's golden. Sear the long edges using tongs to hold it upright. Place on a cutting board. Blot it if you like. Then, using a very sharp knife, thinly slice and serve the tuna. At this point, you could also refrigerate this tuna for up to 3 days and serve it later chilled. Either way is good. Have some now hot, some chilled later on. Now I have a few chef notes to help you out with this main dish, in case you've never worked with the fish before. The sesame crust is slightly on the salty side. I really like it, especially when it's sliced thin, but feel free to lower the salt just a bit to 3/4 teaspoon, especially if, like me, you're watching your salt intake. Make sure to sushi grade the ahi tuna, or if using a fresh fish, make sure it is from a trusted source. You can Google the Saku tuna for online resources. And make sure you look for locally sourced sushi restaurants, grocery stores, or house-made sushi. They'll often sell it frozen, the Saku tuna, or the Saku block if you ask for it. Dried thyme. It's something you might find in your old spice rack. It adds a flavorful herbal note. Feel free to leave it out or substitute Italian herb seasoning, which I realize sounds different, but it does taste good. And just one final quick note. If you're not into the bass rounds 1 and 2, also pair well with the lime shrimp recipe that I featured in a previous episode a couple weeks back. So don't forget to check out my playlist for Riddle Me Din Din, and let me know in the comments what your favorite recipes have been so far this year. I want to know. And if there's any cultural foods, countries you'd like me to dip into on our show, let me know in the comments what your wishes are, and I'll see what I can do. Until then, I bid you all adieu. This is Venus Callida signing off, closing another lovely episode of Riddle Me Din Din. Thanks for playing along, and thanks, Dr. Frederick, for submitting your replies. Thanks for playing with me.